Good morning, and please be seated. Many years ago, when I worked in this office that was secular, it was a very tense time being Advent, because it was also the end of the calendar year, and we were desperate to make quota, to make our benchmarks, to get all the paperwork done by the end of the year. One Advent, one of our co-workers brought in a creche scene, with Mary and the Joseph and the cradle and the manger and the kings and the shepherds and the camels and the cattle. And she said that she had actually purchased a better set, which was at home. And so she was bringing us, frankly, the leftover. So we decided that we were going to put it up in the most important place in the office, which was the office kitchen. So we had the kings by the microwave, and we had the shepherds over by the toaster, and we had the manger on a table by itself with the accessories around the manger, and an empty manger. Because we felt that we did not particularly want Jesus to come yet, and this was more symbolic. Well, about the second week of Advent, I came in, and someone who clearly had been waiting for the microwave to finish had created this new kind of crown for one of the kings. And I came in the next time, and there was a paperclip that was being presented to, instead of the frankincense, there was an eraser or a paperclip. And then the lady who actually had given us the Advent, the whole creche scene, got into the act, and she took a whole bunch of shredded paper and dumped it on the shepherds. And so they looked like they were kind of waiting for the angels in the middle of a Buffalo snowstorm. And it went on and on and on, and it became sort of a collective fun thing to do that broke the tension of the office. Except for one morning, after a long night in the office, we came in and we were waiting for the coffee to brew, and looked down, and somebody had left an empty sugar packet in the manger. We just took our coffee and went back to our cubicles, because it was as if we suddenly had forgotten really what the manger had meant. That we were there waiting in expectation. And granted, it had been fun, but we had filled the manger too soon. Because we all do that. We hurry through Advent, waiting, and it's as if by the time we get to the empty crib of the Jesus, we have actually filled it with Christmas cards and Christmas wrapping and activities and parties and everything else, instead of waiting with a sense of emptiness for the preparation of Jesus and the birth of. No wonder God has so much trouble getting through to us, because we are so busy and we're so celebratory, actually, for Christmas. It's almost as if, and I love Christmas, I love the decorations and everything else. I just wish sometimes that Christmas was a different time of the year than the birth of Jesus, because it would be easier that way somehow. My heart goes out to Elizabeth and Mary and Zechariah, who are waiting expectantly in our gospel. Zechariah had 6 months earlier had gotten the opportunity of a lifetime as a priest, and had been the priest chosen to go into the holiest of holy areas of the temple. Only when he got in there, there was an angel waiting for him in the smoke and the dimness. And the angel had said to him, Zechariah, you're going to have a baby with Elizabeth. And Zechariah had said, I always really wanted a baby. And thank you, but we're too old. I'm almost 70 and she's almost 60, and how is this going to happen? And Gabriel, the angel, said, trust me, it's going to happen, but because you're not ready yet, I'm going to take your gift of speech away. So Zechariah walked out of the holiest of holies, speechless. And lo and behold, Elizabeth got pregnant. And 6 months later, there is this older, exhausted lady named Elizabeth, her speechless husband, and there's a knock on the door, and there is their distant cousin, Mary, who is also pregnant, who is also still engaged to be married. And through the conversation, other things developed, that Gabriel had visited her as well. And what seemed to have been an impossibility actually was occurring. So Elizabeth, pregnant, exhausted, with a speechless husband, all of a sudden, with the approach of Mary, her baby inside of her starts doing a happy dance. Like, oh boy, here comes Jesus. Only they didn't know each other. I mean, it was kind of like, and Elizabeth is like, wow. The baby that I'm carrying might be a little different. Because my husband can't talk, my cousin has come to visit, and my baby is leaping for joy. Why did Mary come to visit Elizabeth? Maybe it's because Mary needed rest. Mary needed to be in a safe place with her cousin Elizabeth. Maybe it's because Mary needed some kind of affirmation, some kind of yes, some kind of beyond Gabriel's message that you were pregnant and you were carrying the Son of God. And so there they were, waiting, wondering at each other in that kitchen. Zechariah was speechless, but tinkering with his things in his workshop. Elizabeth and Mary were chattering away about the babies that were coming. Maybe they were knitting little booties. I don't know. But all three of them were waiting in some sort of acceptance that is way beyond what I could possibly ever have done. Because they were waiting to fill their cribs, to fill their mangers. There is nothing like the expectation over 9 months as a child develops within you. And we have sonograms and we now have amniocentesis, and we know a lot about the babies that grow within us. But there is something about that expectation as you grow bigger that you have just no idea what to plan for, what will fill your crib, what will fill your lives. This Advent, when we come to Christmas time, look at the empty manger. Clear away all what has been filling it. Because Jesus is coming. And like the angel Gabriel, what is it that Jesus is calling you to do? What kind of transformation will come? What is it? Because after the cards are being put away, and after the lights go out, you have Jesus. You have Jesus who is calling you to some kind of transformation. And it's not only you, but how Jesus is going to use you. Because as our meditation says, you are enough. Without the cards and the Christmas sweaters and everything, you are enough. Maybe be filled with the Holy Spirit as Elizabeth and Mary were. May we live in expectation for what is coming in our lives. Because it is not a maybe. You can't be maybe pregnant. What is it that is growing within you that will be used by God, that is enough? Come, Holy Spirit, to fill our mangers, that we may prepare for the birth of Jesus. Amen.